Hi, welcome back to Discourse Era. So here's some questions that you missed in our previous video where we interviewed Praj about her identifying as a lesbian in India. Make sure you watch part 1 before you hop onto this video. It's linked below. So because the first video did so well, we thought why not just give you guys the rest of it with a bunch of few other questions that we asked her that didn't make it to the first video. So enjoy.
How has your friend circle or the people that you hung out with in high school did they make your journey easier or did they complicate it more? Did you have mean kids saying things or did you have supportive friends? I'm not going to include that,
but like
yeah, you can totally,
yeah. So I think the first person outside of myself that I came out to, because I did have to sort of come out to myself too, was actually.
What was that like, coming out to yourself? Now that you bring it up,
I guess it just made sense.
Okay.
Because I read this is an embarrassing secret, but when I was 14, I was very into hetero romance literature.
Okay, like
the
Twilight.
Notebook,
okay.
The Twilight.
The Twilight.
Yeah, and all that Notebook shit and all that.
Shit.
So, yeah, and then I loved the dynamic that couple had going on. I loved the way they interacted. I loved everything that happened on screen. I know Twilight is abusive as hell, please don't give me hate. But yeah, I just liked it. And then it's only later that I realized that I liked it from the guy's perspective and I liked the girl. It wasn't like I was from the girl, looking at it from the girl's perspective. And
that's very interesting because I think a lot of all the little girls that did watch Twilight and liked it was they saw the guy.
It's like with any hetero story, yeah. They'd see Edward or whatever, but whenever I viewed the story, I was viewing it from the guy's perspective. Any romance story that I used to do, and then I didn't have to be a guy to view it from that perspective.
Right.
So when I discovered lesbian movies and literature, it was a godsend. It was beautiful. I became obsessed.
Okay, coming back to the how your friends coming out to your friends, what was that like?
So I was in all of high school, 9th and 10th and all, I was walking around like I had this big secret, I liked girls. I never met anyone like me. And then, I'd always sort of isolate myself from people because of that. I'd never get in on conversations fully. And then she was actually my friend in high school. And I came out to her and a bunch of our other friends. And it was so anticlimactic, it was pathetic. It was just okay, cool. And I'm like, bro, I've been walking around with all this drama going on in my head. And you guys just gave me such a peaceful reaction and they're just super happy for me. So having that sort of reaction right from the start was really nice.
So when it comes to stereotypes, right, do you conform,
That is, I totally agree with the plate stereotype. This is gay humor, only I'm allowed to say it. Okay, unless you're gay too, then you can say it. Don't assume a girl is gay because she's wearing plaid, but since I am gay, I'm going to hope she's gay because she's wearing plaid.
And like you said, you always identified as a tomboy, not more on the feminine side. Do you think people have assumed that has something to do with your sexuality?
Yeah, definitely.
Does it have anything to do with your sexuality?
I think, I was probably a tomboy because I was always a little away from all of this, gender stereotypes we have going on. Telling women they need to wear skirts is as much of a gender stereotype as telling women that they need to love they need to love a man. They're both gender stereotypes for women. Or you can put it to the other gender as well. So, because I always grew up outside the gender stereotype, thankfully, and I just couldn't ever conform to it. Maybe that's why I could see myself outside of it and actually see myself for who I was and not just see who I was through this disgusting, narrow lens that stereotypes put us in. So maybe that's how I got to know earlier and made my peace with it.
So if you could go back to your 15-year-old self or your 16-year-old self, remind her just one thing, what would you go back and say?
If I were with her, I would have said, oh, then I shouldn't stay friends with Sanjana this long.
Yeah, probably. 15-year-old Pratna, just run away. 13-year-old only. Why will do this? Good.
Oh yeah.
Like and subscribe to the channel.
Okay, I think we should keep that.